Good evening, ladies and gents. What's going on? Let's check our volume here. Make sure everything's good. Let's do it this way here. All right. Let me see here. All right, let's bring it up a little bit there. Okay, testing 1, 2. Let's see. All right. Audio's working good. Oops. Hate it when that happens. Oh, let's jump in here. What's going on, everyone? There I am. What's going on, ladies and gents? What's going on there, John Bex? Good to see you in there. He said, hi, Chris, and all MAAB members. Mimi Reacts is in there. How you doing there, Mimi? Gama Gama's in there. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Good to see you in there. John Staller, what's up? What's going on? Elaine Walls, what's happening? Photography Light and Magic. Hi, Chris. I was just watching your video for the third time there. Some awesome finds there. There are. And in fact, we might even go over that again briefly. And of course, I got a couple other pans we can go over too. So we'll definitely be doing those. 420 Alien, what's happening? He said, hi, Chris. Hope everyone is well. I'm doing well. I hope you are as well. Hello, everyone. Elaine Wall says, hello, everyone, and Miss Swamp Gas. Oh. James Cragen, what's going on? He said, hi, Chris, and hi, all. G Served, what's going on? Let me see. What's going on, Pete? Pete Ferrer was in there. Hi, ho, all the chat folk. Hello, Chris. What's going on there, Mr. Pete? Alien Tenno's in the house. What's going on there, Alien? What's happening? Hello, greetings from the one and only. Only Tenno. Nick Mad, what's going on, Nick? Good to see you in there. Martin Lucas, yes, you did. You said, yo, I got here in time. Let's see. Oops. Louis Longbed, what's going on? Thank you for your support. Always appreciate it. He said, hey, Chris, howdy chat. Great video this week, Chris. How are we doing this Friday evening? I'm doing pretty good. I hope you guys are doing well. I actually have a moon one. I was supposed to get out today, but was kind of busy. Didn't get it done. In fact, we're probably going to make this one a little bit shorter tonight. It's probably going to be about 2 hours instead of 3. Only because I got some other things to do before the sun actually completely sets. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll probably just jump right into a couple of gigapans and maybe some a little bit of talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, as usual. So we'll get some of that in as well. Again, thank you, Louis Longbeard. I do appreciate you. Whoops. I hate when this thing jumps on me like this. Michael Mertez, what's going on? What's going on there, MG Toe? Good to see you in there. He says, yo, everyone. Thomas Brown, great people, great days, Oregon in. What's going on? Renee Von Oosterhout, what's going on? Hello, Chris and chat. Good to see you in there. Paul Salerno, you said, I'm lighting up and ready to get high on planetary science. Alrighty. Let's see. John Sharp, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Yep, Noodles is on deck. What's going on, Noodles? Sarah Michelle Lafreniere is in there. Saying hello, everyone. Let's see. Where did he go? Let me see. Hockey Titan is in there too. I didn't even see him jump in there. Maybe when this page jumped, I didn't see him. Maybe. That's possible. That happens. Yeah, like I just went back up there. Dave Havery's in there. What's going on, Dave? Good to see you in there. Oh, you seen that too, Mimi. You said, Chris, I showed the ISS UFO video to my boyfriend, and he was really perplexed. Yeah, because that was just freaky. I seen that thing off in the distance, too. It's quite large, right? I mean, even though it's in the distance, you can see the thing is still pretty big, right? Huh. Paul, you said, hello, Chris, my friend. You are a breath of fresh air. Well, I don't know about the breath of fresh air, but that's good to be in there, though, right? Oh, James Dixon, what's going on? Hello again, people, he says. What's going on, James? John Murray's in there. What's going on, John? Good to see you in there. Oh, there he is. Okay. Just had to go down there. A little further now. Dave, you said 2 good evenings and no replies. You'll make once evening everybody across the pond. Well, we don't want to make anybody sad there, Dave. Tony Gibbs, what's going on? He said, hey, everyone. Last pick was full of interesting stuff. It sure was. A lot of good stuff in there. Tim Houston, what's going on? Good to see you in there, Tim. He said, hey, Chris, you guys, Architect Net, howdy? Or howd? Oops. Anti-Gravity, he said, hi, Chris. Like what you do. Thank you, Anti-Gravity. Appreciate that. Renee Vaughn, you said, I'm such a fan, Chris. Sit with my Mars Anomalies and Beyond shirt. And Ben just drove around again in my new second-hand Toyota Corolla VVTi 1.6 in my shirt. Hey, sweet. That's pretty sweet. And I definitely appreciate you guys supporting the channel by buying the merch, right? Oh, I hate it when this thing jumps. James Dixon, what's going on? He said, love your videos, bro. Never miss a single one. Always listen and watch. Love the finds. And all of the Mars videos. Never know what we are going to see. And that's the thing, right? We just really don't know. Like a lot of times I can look at these gigapans. And it's like, you just don't know what you're going to find. Like I looked at one. In fact, there was a guy named Bob Friedman. He was on one of the Facebook pages. And he put on this like a strange block type thing. And I'll show you guys that. It's pretty cool. And then we got another pan to do too, so we can look at a couple of those. Jonathan Waddell says, where can I see the ISS and UFO pic? It was actually a video, so I know people are posting it. If anybody's got the link to it, I'm sure more than a few people have posted it on YouTube. If you can share a link, go ahead and do that. Because I seen that. It was pretty interesting. Some people say, it's just space junk, man. It's nothing else. It's like, I'm not so sure about all that. Photography like magic. He said, my dog loves your show. He would like a wee shout out. His name is Alfie. What's going on, Alfie? He just nuked me as the wife. Changed his food and smelly like crap. That's not good. So a little hate and discontent there with the dog there, right? Jason Fiddler, he said, I hope you don't lose your mind like other guys, I guess, guys, cause I like your videos. Well, I appreciate that. There are some people out there will do that. That happens. Tony Gibbs, you said, imagine the angels visiting Earth were obviously aliens, but the people had no reference point, so that's what we knew. It's like us trying to figure out what's on Mars. Well, pretty much, right? We just don't know. And the funny thing about it is, like I said, when we look at these photos and we find whatever's on the landscape, we really can't, say for sure what it is. We just pure speculation, right? We just say, well, it looks like this or it looks like that. But like I said, the one thing we can all agree on is it stands out from nature, meaning natural, and it's not natural. So if it's not, then what is it? And again, why is it on Mars, right? So yeah. Let me watch it. What's going on? He said, hi, Chris and all. What's happening? Noodles. Having a few drinks. B-52s today to celebrate going back to work. Rigatoni is ready to cook. Oh yeah, nothing wrong with that. G served. He said, Chris, is it possible you'll do another vid about the spider type of thing in one of the pans, or gigapans rather? Maybe you can see more than the burnt. I'm not sure what that is. Would be awesome. Is that the one that people are calling that weird Martian crab or whatever was in the crevice of that rock? Is that the one you're talking about? Because I'll be truthful with you guys. I went through that thing myself after I seen everybody making this big hoopla, and I didn't really quite see that. It was something different, and it didn't look natural, but it wasn't like they, made it out to be. I'm not sure if that's the same one, though, right? Archetype net. Yeah, of course. It's only swamp gas. As per NASA. Mr. Jean Ward's in the house. What's going on there, Jean? I hope you're doing well. Said hello, crew, Chris and crew. Elaine Millard, what's going on? He said hi, Chris, and hi, everyone from England. Great gigapan yesterday and second dinosaur-shaped object. Still think the Triceratops-shaped object the other week's more dino-looking grin. Yeah, well, see, yeah, that's what I was calling it. I was kind of messing around calling it that little metal dinosaur or whatever the heck it was. Some of you guys call it like a spigot valve type thing, right? Whatever that thing is, see, that's what I'm saying. You guys may see it different than I do, and that's fine. But we can all, like I said, we can all agree that doesn't look right. And this whole area full of rocks, we see something that looks metallic, and it's reflecting. What could it possibly be? Again, we can only speculate because we're like, well, it could be this, and it looks like that, and whatever the heck it was, right? It's still awesome to see, and again, it doesn't belong on Mars when NASA claims there wasn't anything maybe past microbial, maybe macro, but that's the way they're saying. If they were even lucky to even see that. So when you see things like that on the planet, on the Martian landscape, you can't help but to go, what's going on here, right? Josh D, what's going on? Good to see you there, man. Tony Gibbs, okay, I wasn't that late. They're already close to 100 on here. Oh, that was good. Let me see. Gary Beckner, what's going on? First time in the live hangout. Well, Gary, good to see you in there. I know you're a sub, and you always get in there and try to comment on the video, so good to see you in the live feed, right? Josh D, you said, hey, Chris, loved the last vid. Only saw it an hour ago, LOL. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Like I said in the video, I mean, if you guys somehow don't get a notification, just check back every day, because you never know, right? I might have 2 videos, 3 videos a week. I might only have the one. Like, I tried to get out the other moon one, but that didn't work. In fact, like I said, this is the one I was telling you guys about Sarah Michelle. She had told me about the site. It's a server site kind of thing. And they're all older moon videos. And, well, not videos, I'm sorry, but photos. And I had taken one, I think it was from page 37. Of course, you'll know better once I do the video, get it out. Pretty interesting. There's like 2 halves, like 2 photos, and they're kind of like the same area, only just slightly tilted on the moon. And when you see that, there's something on one of the, or I should say in, not on, but one of them, and it's clearly not a rock or some kind of mound in the middle of it. That's pretty cool. And how they tried to hide what looks like structures on the surface of the moon. That's crazy. So, yeah. I mean, they're small, but you can see them on there. And the way they're shaped, there's no way that's natural. No way. What's going on, Mike Knapp? Good to see you in there. Oh, okay, yeah. Sarah had told me your name there because we put it in the, let me see, the translators, basically, right? He said, hello, Chris, this is Ilko. I guess that's Ilko, if you can correct me if I'm wrong. Small question out of topic. In our country, Ukraine, people think this new COVID-19 is not to protect them, but to cause them harm. What is the opinion in the U.S.? Well, it was an engineered bioweapon. We know that. That's not even a secret. You can just look this stuff up as a bioweapon. It's basically from the other COVID, the earlier COVIDs, thrown together with different other, viruses. And it's basically a bioweapon. So what do you use a bioweapon for? To either defend or kill. So in this case, like I said, it's kind of like without using missiles and, what's the best way to drop like X amount of thousands of people on a planet? Now, like I said, Dick Cheney was talking a while back about, we need to shorten or need to decrease the size of our population. Well, what's the best way to do it? We already got AIDS killing how many people a year? You got cancer killing how many people a year? We've got car wrecks causing how many people, death and everything else. The list goes on, right? And of course, there's some that are first priority, or at least top of the list. And then you've got, these other viruses. How many has it killed so far around the world? That's the key. And it's like a silent killer, It just, kills off the weak, basically, in a sense, or the people who are already, have already issues with their health, and they're basically targeted, or the elderly. And not always them either, because sometimes we had children actually pass on from this, right? That die from it. So what's the best way to cut these people down? Well, every year we get the cold and flu season. How many people does it kill a year? You know what I mean? And they always manage to find a cure or some kind of, we're going to use the term antidote, right? Always later on. Why? Because they want to make sure the damage is done. Kill off X amount of people. Okay, good enough. At least in my opinion. Now, other people may think differently. But I think it's a perfect way to, like I said, how many people were killed off by this thing so far? And by the way, am I the only one that thinks it's nuts having the school start again? Now, I opted into doing the virtual for my son. I mean, he's in the 11th grade. But there's people going back to school, and I heard locally here that before the school ever started, there was like 3 teachers that had COVID. Now, I want you to advance that, because we're going to start in the 8th this month, right? They're going to start school, so this Tuesday coming up. They're going to start school, and if these teachers had gone to school then when those kids were in, boom. And I still think that's going to happen. How many other people have done that so far? Have you guys sending your kids to school? Are you, opting out of that and just doing the virtual? What's the consensus here, guys? Grant McGowan, what's going on? Good to see you there, man. I appreciate your support, as always. Thank you very much. It is appreciated. Let me see here. Paul Weisgerber, you said, well, I'm late, but I'm here. Hiya, Chris and all. Paul, you're here, man. You're only like 24 minutes. And I think I started even 5 minutes past, somewhere on there, right? So no big deal, right? Eric Blair, what's going on? I said, Mars Anomalies needs to break into the mainstream. Yeah, we've been thinking about different options to get into this. So, yeah, we're looking at different things here. Let me see. Hassan Jansen, what's going on? You said, hi from Turkey. Love your vids. I appreciate you there, Hassan. Thank you for being here. John Bremner, you said, I want to collaborate with you, Chris. Do you have a channel, John? I didn't even know you had one. I'm not sure what happened to your Gary 420. It says your message has been retracted. I'm not sure what that's all about. So you just write it again, and we'll check it out. Alien Tenno, you said YouTube changed a few things. I guarantee they did. Anything noticeable lately, or is it something we already know about? Elaine Walsh, you said, Chris, what is your email address? I downloaded a pic from NASA, a Mars article. Loads of artifacts in it. Yeah, it's just Mars Anomalies at AOL.com. Simple. You can hit me up there or go on my Facebook page, Mars Anomalies. And you can check it out over there. You can drop pictures or whatever, you know. Yeah, there you go, John. Exactly. He said, you hit the nail on the head, Chris. I call it CV 1984 pandemic. Yeah, exactly. And they've been saying this for a long time. It's like almost every year something comes up. It's like everybody says, well, it's because of the presidential thing. And that could be a very good driving force. Like everybody keeps saying, oh, it's going to disappear come November and all this other crap. I don't think that's the case because the way, like I said, I think this stuff's going to explode when the kids start going back to school. That's why I said, no, we're not doing that. Now, if I'm wrong, which is be fine with me, if we're wrong, well, you have the chance or the option to opt back into the school with your child if you want to, so that's cool. So we'll see what happens there. John Schaub, Chris, are rovers covered in germs and viruses that will thrive on Mars? I don't think they can totally get these things cleaned, right? Because they always work in clean rooms. They build these things in clean rooms. The people are all dressed in these suits to not spread any germs onto the surfaces of the parts that they're working on. I don't think they could totally keep that, from actually, being 100% free of that, right? So when they say they're being very careful not to contaminate Mars or anything of that sort, I think that's a bunch of crap. Now, they may be taking steps to that. That part may not be crap, but to say it'd be completely free of anything, I don't think so. And I think at some point you can almost bet they've kind of, dropped some germs or anything like that on there, right? So, I think they already started to contaminate Mars a long time ago. Maybe right back around, 75, 76, guys, with the Viking lander? Yeah, long time ago. Michael Norris, he said, hi, Chris, great work, especially about the moon as it is our closest neighbor. All of the proof and answers are there. Too bad you couldn't get on a talk show. Well, that may be in the works, guys. Yeah. We're going to try to work out some details first, but then, we'll go from there. This is the reason why I do the moon as well, is because, like I said before, you've got, basically these anomalies, these things that don't belong on the moon to begin with, right? And if those are on the moon and they're doing everything they can to hide those things, then clearly they're not going to expose what they're seeing on Mars or any other moon, planet, or whatever, right? So my take on it is that, like I said, if you're going to hide something on the moon, you're not going to stop there, especially when you're literally got landers and then orbiters and, then rovers and everything else on Mars. You're not going to want to expose that kind of thing. And we all know the DOD's in charge of that. They're pulling the strings with, on NASA and saying what you can divulge and what you cannot. So, they're a huge part of that. And I think we talked about that last Hangout where we had, we were talking about, somebody had submitted that to me about the DOD and how they're involved with NASA and things like that. Some of the stuff is innocent, meaning that asking them to do certain studies, so on and so forth. But the DOD is basically the Department of Defense. They're the military. I mean, and they're going to say, listen, if it's got to do with something like going on Mars and doing a reconnaissance mission on technologies on Mars that might have been there or whatever it may be, then chances are, yeah, they're in charge of that. They're going to say what goes and what can't as far as what can be shared to the public, right? 420 Alien says, hit that like button, guys. Yeah, hit it. We got 112 watching, 52 thumbs up. Nail it, guys. Bam. Renee Vaughn, you said, Chris, what is that with the temperature August 17th? You said 54.4 degrees in California, possibly highest temperature ever. Now, I know you got to be talking Celsius. Yeah, I mean, they get like that. Look at Arizona. They're always like in the summertime, dead of summer. I mean, they're always like high, like triple digits. They're insanely hot. So, yeah, Mother Nature gets a little bipolar at times, let's just say, Yeah, it gets crazy. Noodle says, 100 strong. Wow, Mars Anomalies has a subscribe button, plus a notification bell, all for free. Awesome deal. Ask Chris questions by Super Chat. I got 2 press like, number 44 today. Nice. Hey, Grant, thank you very much again for your support, man. I do appreciate you. He said, hello, Chris, and all of the chat room. Last week, I incorrectly stated that Vulcan was the hypothetical lost planet between Mars and Jupiter. It is not. It was named, Phaeton. My mistake. Oh, okay, I got you. Okay. Right, okay. Yep. You're talking about in the, was it the writings they were talking about? Because I know we were touching on, I think, ancient writings as well, right? Oh, no problem, though. That's fine. What's going on, Cores? Good to see you in there, man. Hillbilly Justice, what's happening? You said, what up, Chris? What's going on? Third Eye Open. Good to see you in there. I think you just squeaked in there and just stopping in to say hi. Got family visiting today. Great videos, Chris. Thank you. Stay well, folks. Well, thank you, Third Eye Open. Appreciate you coming, stopping in and saying hello. Hope you and your family have a good evening there, right? Eric Blair. Moon Anomalies. Yeah, Anomalies. It can be, yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, guys, I mean, when you see these videos, like I said, Sarah and I have been going back and forth. In fact, she had mentioned a couple videos that she shared, well, not videos, but photos she had shared with me and talking about one of these moon photos. And I said, there's so much more in there. She's talking about what looks like a rock. It looks like something was there and it got molten rock or something like that. And I told her, I said, yeah, but what's in the background is more stunning because I've always said those hills in the back, they're templates. They're not really, an actual hill. I mean, you look at those hills in the background in the moon photos, what do they look like? Complete garbage. They look like CGI. And what is like a mask they're putting over these things. And I found things that look like pipes. She found things that rock doesn't even look like a rock. It looks, actually made. So that may be a video as well. So, yeah, we have Sarah to thank for on that one. Because she's still at it strong, still working in photos. Nothing like a great researcher, guys, just like everybody else here. Nothing but great researchers here. Yeah, Tony Gibbs, you said the Georgia Guidestones already predicted this stuff, scary stuff. Yeah, and one of them was about cutting down the population, right? Except drastically. So, and, as weird as that sounds, and we talked about this before, where they're talking about getting rid of, I mean, how many people on the planet? But like I said, the question is, though, what happens if nobody died of a virus and you only died of just old age? In other words, you didn't die of cancer, you didn't die of a car wreck, you didn't die of maybe drugs, overdose, you didn't die of anything, and it was just old age. Can you imagine the explosion of population on this planet? We would definitely eat up all the resources on this planet. Now where would we be? You guys ever see that old movie, Soylent Green? Have a look at that. And although that's not... It could be a possibility. And when you check that out, when you watch that movie, you go, what? Basically shortage of food, and then, of course, you find out what Soylent Green is. But if you eat up all the resources on this planet, what happens? If you drain every bit of oil, if you use all its resources, what happens then? Let's say you wipe out all the forest. Well, now you got more carbon than you do oxygen. Now you can't run... there's so much that comes out of oil, right? So many derivatives. You got plastics, you got gasoline, you got this, that, and the other. You got all kinds of stuff that comes out of it, right? If you were to just completely waste that and use it up, then what? What happens then? So this is the reason why I love people like Elon Musk, where they're trying to push the envelope as far as going electric cars, solar roofs, you name it. They're trying to get this done There's a reason for it. Let's stop, depending on, a lot of people like to call it dino fuels. Get away from that crap. It's no good for the planet to begin with. So get away from it, and if you can get free energy and recharge your house, recharge your car, so on and so forth, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. You got like you're total dependent from like these oil companies. It'd be awesome. I seen the same thing, Architect Net. You said I recall seeing an article this last week showing a CDC figures of COVID deaths was 6% were attributable exclusively to COVID-19. The rest were due to one or more morbidities. Right? Okay, yeah, and advanced age. Yeah, because again, the weak or the compromised, their body was compromised by something, whether it be blood pressure, diabetes, whatever it might be. And a lot of times, I don't know if you guys seen this, if you had COVID, they tell you not to use ibuprofen. It's basically a catalyst for the COVID. So, yeah, you really want to stay away from that, too, if it's really bad in the area. Try to avoid doing that. I'm going to jump all the way down to the bottom here, just to catch up. If you guys have already sent, me a comment or a question, just go ahead and do it again. Nathan Bond, what's going on? He said, hi, guys. Big shout out from Cardiff, Wales. What's going on, Nathan? Good to see you in there. I guess it'd be, is it about midnight for you guys around there, or is it just breaking into the morning time there? Pete Ferrero, he said, NASA, where's the biological information of Mars? They had to take substance. Even the Aztecs grew food on sides of mountains. Absolutely. And like I said before, guys, they know for a fact, through the compound of the soil, which they found back in 1975 from the lander, they, it basically took samples from the soil, and it transmitted back this compounds, and they knew what the soil is made out of, at least in that particular area. And what they did was they simulated it here on Earth, and all they do is use a little volcanic ash and mixed it together, and guess what? It grew better than most places here on Earth. So you're trying to tell me that there's no growth at all on this planet? I don't believe that. There's got to be some kind of growth, and at least microbial life, and I believe macro as well. Yes, Mauricio Orocha, what's going on? Good to see you there, man. Soylent Green is people. Remember that moment when he says it? He's looking at these, if you guys haven't seen that movie, it's funny because, well, it wasn't funny for him, but they literally seen all these dead people. They were dying from diseases and everything else, and I forget exactly what the major cause of it was, but they were literally dying in the streets, right? So they were literally taking these people. He happens to go out, and he's seen these garbage trucks pick these people up and throw them in the back. Well, he decides to follow the garbage truck, and, oh, man, it goes to some plant, and they're literally chopping people up and putting them in these glass jars, and they were selling it on the shelves, and it was the cheapest food you could buy, because I think olives is like $500 like a glass jar, right? It was like outrageous money for stuff, and but Soylent Green was actually people. He said Soylent Green is people. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, Mimi, you're right about that. We almost had free energy, but it never happened. Well, the powers that be are going to stop all that. No money in free energy, right? But now they're starting to see the benefits to it. I'd love to be able to have a good solar array out here. I mean, I've got an electric car myself, and I've got a hybrid. I would love to have, and just get it right from the sun, boom, right to there. Because people's argument is like, well, your car's not really free, man. You're getting it off, you're plugging into the wall. Yeah, I know, but it's onto this huge power plant. And we actually have a hydroelectric plant, so in a sense, it's kind of free, right? But even the one we're tapping off of, that thing is so large, my electric car is squat. And it uses nothing on that thing. It's like, barely even drawing anything on it. So, and then when I do drive it, nothing's being given off. So, yeah, it does use a little bit of carbon, if you will, or coal, if you will. But my argument is, okay, like my neighbor, he used to watch some videos. He used to get really frustrated. Oh, these guys think just because they drive around an electric car that it doesn't use anything. What about to build it? Well, my argument is like, okay, but you have a truck, a Ford a Ford 350, monstrous 4x4. He just bought it, and I think it was like 70 grand for this thing. 6.7 Cummins diesel in it. I said, what do you think it costs to put that thing together? Full frame. My electric car is he could probably take 3 times the steel that's in that truck, at least that, if not more, and probably make about, maybe 4 or 5 of my cars. So it's like, yeah, so how much emissions is that plant giving off to make your vehicle? So how is yours any better? So, and mine's so much smaller to make and design that, and there's hardly any moving parts in that thing either. So I guess there's 2 arguments. There's 2 sides of that argument, right? So, and I can respect that, but if you had free energy, you wouldn't have to worry about it. Because you'd have no carbon footprint, if you will, at all you'd be using. Let's see. Let me see. I'm not sure you mean by that, Kiki Lavelle. I guess it's Lavelle. Why no photos of Earth from Mars rover, you think? There are. Look them up. There are. You can actually see, the moon from Mars at night. You can see that. Oh, it's definitely there. Let me see. All right, let me. Yep, Adam says Jean is in the house. Duranism. Mars is not real. Wake up. Yeah, we're getting this influx of flat earth weirdos in here, guys. It's funny as hell. I'm actually reading these and dying here. I'm just like literally dying. Oh, I think it's funny. No, you wake up. Smarten up. Mars is flat too, yet we can see it round. Oh, imagine that. Oh my God, what do these people come out of? All right. Anybody who believes the world is flat, your brain's flat. It flatlined a long time ago. Please do look into science. I know. Science is lying too. I know. Oh, okay, Dave. You said 10:40 in the UK. Chris, not quite Saturday yet. Okay, yeah, so, all right. Okay, that would make sense. Alrighty then. Archetype Net, you said iron oxide. Absolutely. I think it was Geraniism, or whatever. I don't know if that's the same guy that has that channel, but that was hilarious. I went on that channel. I had it out with a couple of these. What do you call it? I actually went on his channel and tell him real science and stuff like that. And of course, you go on any of these channels, all these cronies will jump on you and stuff like that. It's friggin' funny. It's not about jumping on somebody. It's about literally looking at science. Science tells all. And if you don't want to listen to science, that's fine too. Take out a telescope. I know. Let me guess. The moon's flat too, so it just happened to be standing up perfectly, so you can see it as round, and all the other planets are doing the same. But Earth is flat. Go watch my video. Earth is not flat. Just go look it up. If you've ever been in a plane before, you know exactly what's up. And I actually disproved that BS about the airline windows are distorting the bullshit. Absolute bull. Oh, no, these guys are space shots. Trust me. Yeah, whatever. So you decided to attack and jump on the channel and say that. It's definitely not. The Earth is not spinning either. Where do you people come from? You guys have no idea. I even explain all that in my video. Our moon, look it up. Our moon is not flat. I mean, I'm sorry, our Earth is not flat. Look that up. Yeah, they're funny. They're just, these people are trips. I love it. Gotta love it. Science is a religion now, guys. Oh, what? Seriously, guys, pull your head from your sphincter muscle and check it out. Gerani he's a banana head. He's a legend. Whatever. He's not a legend. He's an idiot. Oh my God. Like I said, there was one guy, he was talking about flat earth and everything else, and I literally told him about, how my hobby was working with C-band satellites. I had a 10-foot dish as well as a smaller, what we call them pans at the time. And Jean Ward will back this up because he's been messing with those too. And you literally have to point directly, precisely at these satellites. And they'll say, no, you don't understand. They're transmitters here on Earth. Well, wait a minute. Then I should be able to use an omnidirectional antenna to pick these up then, right? No, they're bouncing off our atmosphere. Well, wait a minute. How is that possible? Yes, radio waves can bounce off the atmosphere, but that's not what it is, guys. Okay, stay focused. Oh, these people are friggin' hilarious. A hobo railroad. I heard the Earth is shaped like a pear. Yeah, it's not. It's a sphere. It's spherical. It's not round. Tony Gibbs, you said GM had a working car, electric car years ago. Big oil killed them. Literally gathered them and crushed them. Yep. The EV1. It was actually called, what was it? What was it called, the first one, though? They had another name for it. But anyways, the EV1, I think it was in 97? 96, 97 was the last time I think they had them on the road. And if they had continued to make them, we'd be so far ahead in electric cars, it's not even funny. I mean, if they could go like 130 miles... Everybody's like, oh, that's kind of lame. Kind of lame? That's actually pretty damn good even in today's standards. Are you serious right now? Oh, yeah. I'll say this, Rainmaker Bear. He said, not hating, brother, but the earth is flat and space is made in Hollywood basement. Okay. Give me your best shot. I don't want to be turned towards a video. Tell me exactly why you think it's flat. I need to see your proof. If you got a page you can go to, like you've got your own site and shows it literally, meaning ice wall all around a big pizza pan earth, show me that. Show me the actual ceiling. We're in a giant, fish bowl. And that you've actually proved that yourself. And things like that, Because I'll tell you what, every submarine captain, every sailboat captain, every airplane pilot must be a complete idiot because none of them ever hit the wall, and they're pretty damn good at it. And none of them claim that there's an edge to it. So, you need to prove that first, and when you can, let me know. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. He said planets are round because of gravity. Yeah, that's right. Well, that gravity's not real either. Come on, guys. What's wrong with you? John, you don't have a clue. I've done it with these guys a long time ago. You have no clue what you're talking about. It's sad in this day and age you actually have to prove that. Isn't that weird? You actually have to prove, even this day, you would expect like people back in the ancient times where they didn't have a clue about science, they had no idea, you'd expect them to believe that, and that's true. But today, ignorance is sheer bliss. And if you don't realize that now and you don't have a clue, instead of listening to these cult leaders, why don't you do your own research? No, I didn't see that, James. Again, appreciate your support, man. You said, Chris, did you watch I think it's a SATCOM, satellite launch into polar orbit? The booster return looked like a fake to me. Didn't hear you read this earlier. No, I actually didn't see that. I don't know if anybody else has, right? Rainmaker Bear, I have. You said, would you look into flat Earth at all? I have. I've been around with people like that for years. And I can tell you right now, like I said, just go watch my video. Our Earth is not flat. Just go watch it. When they talk about, like I said, the airline windows can be, it's thrown off your camera lens, it's distorting it. It's not. It's a bunch of crap. And then when you're up in the air 30, 40,000 feet, you can actually see the slight curvature of the Earth. It's there. It's physical. Yeah, I have, Jean. You said, Chris, have you seen Joe's latest Gigapans? Great stuff. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I think I used one of his pans just lately. Good stuff. Bald Eagle Bear. No, they're not. They're not a cult, but they are liars as far as confirming what they've been finding. As far as their science, they're making things, they're building things to go out into space. Where do you think these guys go out when they go out there? I know you're going to say they go like this and they go back into the ocean. No. Read up on how they get into orbits. That's what I'm saying. Ignorance is sheer bliss. Oh, my God. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it's called gravity, Dabbing Good. It's what it's called, gravity. Learn it, love it, live it. Oh, my God. Turklerin, you said, look at Google Glass in the same as electric car. Why didn't Google did that on a few years ago? Apple, Samsung, and others couldn't sell their products. Well, that's true, but... Oh, my God, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm getting some entertainment here tonight. This is funny. Yeah, they figured they'd do a raid. That happens every now and then. I think it's funny as hell. Yeah, exactly, Tony. The Greeks knew the diameter of the Earth thousands of years ago. Yep. Oh, don't worry. Architect Net, yeah. Critical, yeah, there's nothing critical about his inception. He's going away. Yeah. And Habit Mars, he said, yes, that was the Stan Myers who converted the dune buggy to run on water. He was interviewed on the news and was later killed for his work. Absolutely. And the funny thing about it is, there was another guy who done the same thing. He just put like a little tablet in the gas tank with water, and the car would run on it. Well, his plans, his car, and so did he. He disappeared. So, yeah. John, did they actually say that? A flat earther once told me SpaceX is launching balloons that look like rockets. What a joke. Are you serious right now? Oh, my God. People are clowns. Man, I swear to God. Oh, Dave, I love doing this myself. This is awesome. He says, Chris, you need to get yourself a moderator to weed out these flat earth loons. They need to get their own YouTube channel. The sad thing about it is they do have it, Dave. They've got their own channel. And let's stop giving them airtime. Oh, I think it's just funny. You can't help it. It's great. Rainmaker Barry said, thanks for your time. Have a good one. Rainmaker, if you got half the sense compared to the guys who are just on here, just look this stuff up. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anybody else. Just do your own research. I tell this to people. In my video, I said the same thing. Just watch the video. You don't have to have like super numbers crunching and everything else. I forget what the name of that bridge was. They have this bridge that's super long, and if you're standing there, you can see it and actually see it dive off. There is a curvature. It's there. And they say, well, if you use a telescope long enough, you can see it. It's not dipping. Oh, stop it. You can literally see it disappear, go over and over and over the horizon. Finally, it disappears. It's long enough to actually disappear. Trust me. They'll drill this into your head that that's not true, but yeah, whatever. Just look it up. Oh, they trolled you too, huh, John? Just block them. Oh, yeah, you got to. You know what I mean? Mike Knapp, we need to take these flat earthers up in a plane and chuck them out without parachutes. Oh, my God. All right, let's see. Yeah, Tim Houston, you're right about that. He said going up against the petroleum industry can be deadly. Oh, absolutely. Poor Godden, you said, did Bob Lazar say he can make hydro-driven cars? He actually made one himself. It was back in the 80s. He had his own Corvette, solar-powered, station that actually made hydrogen, and he had 3 of these long tanks in the back of his car. You pull up the hatch on the Corvette, and he had these 3 tanks in the back. Look it up. Put car runs on hydrogen or something like that. And he's got, like, when he was real young, he had his own stuff. He's definitely a scientist, and he built his own car. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, I can see you talking to Elaine and Pete. The psych hospital must be giving out free passes. You got that right. Oh yeah, Mimi. Yeah, absolutely. Because, well, what I always find amusing, and I'll put this to rest after, but he said, Chris, do you think there are flat Mars believers? Well, what's funny is they believe that Earth is flat, but every other planet out there is round when you look through a telescope. So how is this possible? It just happens to be the planet we live on. It just happens to be flat. And then their argument is, no, it's flat too. It just happens to be standing up like a coin. Okay, so let me get this right. So our Earth is flat this way, horizontally, but every other planet is vertical. Where's the logic in that? And let me guess, they just happens to be there. Oh my God, you literally will go insane believing this stuff. And these guys actually believe this. They won't even give it the first shred of their own, research or anything out to try and see, well, is this guy right or wrong? And I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the other guys, these other jokers on here. You think they would go, is this guy telling the truth? Or you just believing it because it feels good? No, go look into this stuff yourself. You'll find this out yourself, guys. Oh, there's a lot of planets, like Sarah was just saying, too. We actually have a lot more in our solar system than thought. At first, we thought we just had the 9 planets, which Pluto was a planet at the time. Then it's a rock, then it's a planet, whatever. But they're finding out, even a couple of scientists now are saying this, and of course they were considered rogue at the time. But now they're saying, yeah, there's more, planets in our solar system. They're still orbiting our star. So they are, in fact, there. They're just now starting to see this. Again, that silly science. Man, where are they pulling this stuff from? Brian West, you said, how can we be the only planet with life when there are so many other planets? No way we are alone. No, you're absolutely right. No, there's no way we're the only planet out there. In fact, they want to look into Titan so bad, and I've showed you guys with that, what the hell are they called, the quadcopter, some copter there, that's like the size of an SUV, or smaller SUV, that they want to send to Titan. It's going to basically hop on the planet, or on the moon rather. They want to hop and then do some, drilling and take core samples, and then they want to, go to different areas and take more samples. So, and they believe it's a lot like Earth in a lot of senses. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Yeah, the funny thing about it, you guys are mentioning Planet X. The funny thing about it is that, first they were like, they laughed and scoffed at the ancient civilizations like Sumeria and stuff like that. The Sumerian people, where they said there was actually 10 planets. Excuse me. But now they're saying, wait a minute, there is a larger body out there. And they said it's could be the 10th planet, or this Planet X, as they're claiming now. Funny enough, it's like our ancients knew about this a long time ago. And now they're starting to see there's even more planets. Now, they may be way out as far as orbits, but they're finding they are orbiting our star. So, therefore, it is in our solar system, right? Stephen Wagner, what's going on? You said, hi, Chris, just coming on board. Well, welcome aboard as always, man. John, oh, I feel so flat-chested. Oh, my God. You got to admit, guys, if nothing else, there at least, good comedic, times, Oh, my God. Alien Tenno, yeah, I think you're right about that. You said Titan, Triton, and Europa, Ganymede, that's where the action is. And, of course, you notice how they're saying, like, other planets and moons further away from Mars. You notice that? It's out there. It's exo-solar system that there could be life. Wait a minute, even if there's no life here, and I believe that there is life, they're going to find life on Titan. I absolutely believe that. It's going to be in the oceans and stuff and in the ground. They're going to find microbial life, almost guarantee it. And then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're finding life over there. It's not on Mars at all. But, yeah, they'll definitely claim that, too. They'll start saying, oh, yeah, we're finding all kinds of, proof of life. But then it opens up a whole new doorway, right? It's like, well, if there was microbial life at one time, wouldn't that mean there was maybe other life on Mars as well? Something much larger. So, yeah. Grant McGowan, you said the ancient civilization knew things we have since forgotten. Yes, we are a civilization with amnesia. Port Garden says, slap that thumbs up. Slap it hard, guys. 119 watching, 108 thumbs up. Mars Times, you said, could Planet X be our own moon, as it wasn't always there? No, because it was much larger. Planet X was much larger than Earth, I believe. I think it was like 1.5 times the moon. Earth size. Anybody remember that? Pretty darn big. It was definitely bigger than Earth. Nathan Bond, Chris, do you think NASA has been further than Mars? Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. As far as, orbiters and, flybys, things like that, yeah, absolutely. Now, as far as landers, they've been to Venus, Mercury. I'm not sure. Well, I think Mercury was also landed on. I'm trying to remember. Well, there's several. If you go on to, and I'm trying to remember what it is now, it'll probably be on, if you Google it, it'll just say, missions to space or to other planets and moons. And it'll give you a whole list of what was either failed, the mission was completed, still ongoing, stuff like that. And in fact, I had it a while back on one of my live talks, and we had like a list of that. And it was just crazy how many was on, like how the Soviet Union at the time, they had all kinds of crazy, failures, but they also made it to like Mercury, they made it to other planets, they made it to Mars, stuff like that. So yeah, really interesting stuff. Michael Stark, he said, been finding info that our solar system is actually a binary star system. It is. The other one is way out, and it's basically a dwarf now. It's just a dead sun. 2 suns, one in much further out, right, and in sync rotation out of view from Earth's perspective. Interesting. Yes, and that's what they've said a long time. I've heard that a long time ago. So think about this a moment. If it was a binary star system, a solar system, I should say, and you had 2 suns at one time, let's suppose for a moment that they were both, at one time, both suns were literally giving off heat and radiation and everything else. Well, wouldn't our outer planets be alive there as well? Is it possible there was actual life on those and they weren't just icy balls? Is that possible? And if there's a lot more planets in these solar systems, in our solar system, then wouldn't that make sense? There was probably life on our outer planets, as well as these other planets they haven't discovered yet, or they believe that they've discovered. I think they've given a couple of them names, but you'll see it's like our star is here, and then you got all our planets, and then there's like a space, and then there's more planets. So, yeah, we definitely have more in our solar system, but if it was binary, then our other planets could have been warmed, could have had life on them as well. Other life, we don't know. And these other planets could very well be as well. James Cragen, thanks for your support. Appreciate it, man. He said flat Earth. Yeah, right. And the moon is a 3D image. Don't give him any ideas, man. they're already off their rockers to begin with. Archetype Net, you said possibility the binary is serious. Well, that could very well be. Indrid Cole, what's going on? He said only one find needs to be real. Exactly. When we're looking at the moon, we're looking at Mars, we're seeing all these, anomalies, because that's what, anomalies are. It's something that stands out from its environment. So when you see these things, you just go, okay, so is it natural or not? And if it isn't natural, again, we can only speculate as to what they could be. There's no way we can actually have a definite answer to them. And if it is non-natural, then why is it on Mars? What is it and why is it on Mars? It doesn't make sense. And that's what, a lot of people say, well, he was wrong about whatever this was. He thinks it's this or thinks it's that. It's not even the point. It's what is it and why is it on a planet that, NASA claims that it's nothing more than a dust ball, and there might have been microbial, maybe at best, on Mars, and that was it. Well, then why are we seeing these things on Mars that don't look like they fit in, doesn't look like they belong there? Doesn't make any sense, does it? What's going on there, Corey? Good to see you in there. Mr. Bush Corey's in the house. John Sharp, he said, Chris, what do you think about the numbers on the rocks in photos? Yeah, I think that's really, a lot of you guys have seen these. Like, I think we've seen that two that was in them. Remember, it was like interlocking blocks between these other boulders, and it looked like a 2. I know you guys spotted that too. I don't know. I mean, is it something because it just happens to look that way and it looks like a number? But we've seen them how many times where it looks like it could be more than one number there, or it just happens to be like a 3 on there or some goofy number, right? I don't know. That's a great question. Yeah, exactly, Alien. Yep. Alien Tenno says the irony is our own planet is full of alien artifacts. This is true. Absolutely, Nathan, you're right. He said, yeah, but we have seen all sorts of anomalous artifacts on the moon, Mars, and even Phobos. Yes, absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. So does it stop at our moon? Does it stop at Mars? I don't believe so. And the size of like Saturn, you get these big planets. People say, well, some of them are just gaseous. I don't care. It has to have a core at some point. At some point, it has to have a core. What's holding it together? What's holding all that gas there? At some point, there has to be a nucleus or some kind of center, right? So it's got to be solid. Well, that would not stay together. So to me, I think there was life on every darn moon and this planet. And people say, well, how can that be? They won't be able to breathe the atmosphere on this planet. Or they won't be able to because it's too cold, or it's too hot, it's too whatever. We can shelter ourselves from the elements, guys. We don't need to live outside. We can live underground on these planets. We don't have to be outside. We can have heat collectors on there. Like you can have like a giant greenhouse kind of like dome and have the sun shining in it and heat up the inside of the planet. Or that city, per se. We don't have to be out in the elements to actually live on that planet. People have this thing that, you couldn't live on that planet. You'd disintegrate, or you'd die because of the methane, or, whatever. That doesn't mean that we'd have to live on the surface. We can, like, it gets too cold out. What do? You hide in your house. The weather's super bad. You hide in your house. You got people in Antarctic, or in the North and South Poles living in these structures. It gets brutally cold and windy, and you would literally instantly freeze your lungs if you walked out in some of these areas around the Earth. So, yeah. All right, Mike, you're taking off. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. You said, good night, all. Have a good weekend. And to the flat earthers, do some research and get a life. Isn't that awful? But true. Yeah, Mike, you have yourself a good weekend as well, man. Be safe, right? Stephen Wagner, he said, hey, Chris, I was thinking there must be tunnels on Mars. I don't believe it could be destroyed. They could all be destroyed. NASA will have to come clean eventually. Your thoughts? Oh, I absolutely believe that. Remember there was a recording I played of what sounds like, there was on that the InSight lander. And the InSight lander had these weird noises. It sounded like a ding, 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 ding. It was banging on. It got faster. Then it started to slow down. And it almost sounded like water droplets on the outside of that seismograph or seismometer. Then they had one that sounded like sound coming from a distance, getting louder, and then took off. And they said, well, that's wind. How do we know that? Could be Marsquakes. Again, how do we know that? If you heard something rumbling, like I got a train that goes by here, and you can hear it from way down there just rumbling, it gets louder, 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 vibrates the house, and it keeps going. Okay. That doesn't mean if it's underground, that could be in a subway. That could be anything. Now don't get me wrong, could very well just be the wind, right? We don't know. Indrid Cold, you said, we can't breathe underwater either. Yet, look at what the majority of Earth's surface is made of. Life finds a way. That is why there is life. Absolutely. Just because, we think of life as what we know it here on Earth doesn't mean it applies to every planet or every moon. It doesn't mean that. Maybe they adapted somehow. Maybe it's, oxygen and carbon combination. Maybe it's something else. You don't know. It's like our plants. They take in carbon, they let off oxygen. You know what I mean? So we don't know that. All right, Tim, get that milk. Yeah, you notice how he mentioned that too, right there, Jean? He said even Buzz Aldrin had much to say about that monolith on Phobos. Remember that? He goes, wait until you see the monolith on Phobos. They're going to say, how the heck did that get there? Remember that? It was pretty funny. Pretty good stuff. All right, let's jump into this, guys. Let's see what we got here. We're going to just jump over the space news. It's really nothing exciting, which I thought it would be. It's kind of crap, to be honest with you. This was, like I said, this was by Bob Friedman. He had noticed this on Martian Genesis. He posted this, and it's a strange blog. Look at this thing. What do you guys think of that? Now, I don't know whether to believe that this is part of something that might have been on top of this hillside. And look at the way these rocks look, guys. Look at. I'm going to just go way in. Look at this. You can see this is a texture and not actual rock. Does anybody see that? This to me is absolute. It's a texture. It's like it's basically an AI kind of thing doing this. So that's completely crap to cover up what's really there. Although some people just still think it's rocks. But I'm going to show you a couple things that blend into this really well. And when you see this, okay, yeah, I'm seeing that. Again, try to look past the color and how they're blending it into the rocks. Again, there's supposed to be rocks, stones, whatever else, sand, stuff like that, dust. We get that. It's a dead planet, right? Yet we see things like this on here. And then I'm going to show you something on the other side of the rover because it's in this pan. I'm going to get my face out of this so we can see this much better. Here we go. And we're going to check this out a little bit more. Now, let me go way back onto the bottom here. Exactly, Corge Grohl, yeah. Let me see. So we got this piece here, and look at the edge of this, right? And the way it comes down. Now, I believe this is, like you guys are saying, rockified. I don't believe that's actually a rock, but if it was, again, it's anomalous. It stands out from its surroundings. Again, forget about the colors, because they want to blend everything in. Everything's a reddish piece of trash. But when we take it into Photoshop and let it do its thing, meaning auto tones, auto color, auto contrast, and stuff like that, it doesn't look like this color at all. It looks like a rock we'd see here on Earth. However, that doesn't mean it hasn't been manipulated to look like a rock, right? There you go, John. It's a Borg cube. All right. We got the rover in here. What is beat up wheels? Everybody's like, oh, man, those wheels fall off. We're screwed. Not really, because it would all have to fall off all at once, because here's the thing. There's like a rim here and a rim here type thing, where it's basically a steel strap. So even if this was to fall off of the edge of that, on each side of this, it still has the actual rim. It's like a ring, so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Okay. And it's got quite a bit of dust on here, guys. Look at this. We got right here, we got the weather station on here. Different weather pieces in here and instruments. You got where they drop some of the sand into, and the analyzer goes into the body of this thing. Got your high gain antenna right there. Direct antenna goes. This one here, I believe, is the X band. It goes directly to Earth. Doesn't have to upload to the orbiters and then transmitted back to Earth. This one here is actually omnidirectional. This is a VHF. This one actually transmits omnidirectional, meaning all directions, and that so the orbiter doesn't have to be directly over it in order for it to receive a signal. But and there's your power plant right there. All right, and we get the mass cam with the cameras and everything right there. 35 mil, 100 mil cameras. Now, right back in here, in between here, I'm going to show you this. Pretty interesting. Look at these little rocks right here. This piece here. But look at this straight piece running from this top rock to this bottom rock. And you can see what it looks like it's almost square in the bottom of that, where this rod is coming down from the top into the bottom. Okay? Let me see what we got here. Okay, I'm just reading the comments here, guys. $420 alien. You guys are crazy. I see square rocks and rocks that look like ships all the time. Nothing to see here. Move along. Oh, my God. That is good. I like that. But just like I said, this straight piece coming from this top piece here, coming down straight, looks like a steel rod type thing. Almost looks like a square piece to the right of it and down below it. Okay. Again, I can put this texture on anything that's intelligently made and make it look like a rock. And let's just say this is all rock. And yeah, we're all just swamp gassed out. But here's the thing. This rod alone, what could that possibly be? It's not plant life. It's not supposed to be anything alive on that planet. I think if they said there was a massive ocean on Mars to begin with, it doesn't make sense that there wouldn't be any plant life at least. Let's say no intelligent life whatsoever. Of course, we all know better. But let's suppose for a moment we said, okay, you can't tell me there's not at least, at least plant life. I mean, come on. So if this is not at least a plant or something like that, what is it? And why is it there? It doesn't make any sense, does it? Again, you got to take a close look at these so-called rocks, because a lot of times you find things that are just sticking out of nowhere, man. It just happens to be sticking out, or you'll see like the actual object is literally sticking out of something. Like you get this little white piece sticking right out of this so-called rock up here. What they're doing is they're actually, they got rock mimicking software. It can turn anything into, whatever they want it to be. They want it to be a small boulder or layered rock, they can do that. Now, you guys have seen this, and you guys have, this is pretty funny. Here's that interlocking rock. Oh, wait a minute. Why is it totally different all of a sudden this pan? See that? See how they do that? See, they can actually make, if they're doing like the same area, let's say they're going back to the same area, maybe just backing up a little bit and going over this, and then they take it and they put it on the web, it can look totally different than it did. This is supposed to be the interlocking block. Here's another crazy thing. This is the one I done not too long ago. Right here, this rock is supposed to have a shadow under it. And you can see where they've actually, you can see it right here still. Right here, they've done this blackout. But earlier, when I had done it, there was something round right there. It was like this. It was shaped. It was white. You can literally see the white pieces to it. Yet you don't see it in this one. A picture can change from day to day. If they happen to go back to it like 3 days later, a week later, and just happen to go backwards, take another picture, it can look totally different depending on their manipulation. It doesn't have to be the same exact thing. Somber Reptile, he said, too much NASA frosting on our Mars cake. Exactly. That's basically what it comes down to, guys. Exactly what it comes down to. As usual, you guys get these links there to check these pans out. Now, there's another one I want you guys to see. It's really interesting. It's the smallest pieces that it's the most, you know, sometimes the most subtle pieces on there that you got to really look at and you'll see them. Let's jump off of this one here. Jump onto this one. Now, you can back out of this one here, and this one here is from 1443, and this is by Keith Laney. He stitched this together, so he gets the credit for this. Right here. And you can see that right there's a good-sized pan right there, right? Check this out. I want you guys to look really carefully. If you're on a small device, get out your magnifiers for this, because this is cool. I hate it when I jump off these things, because then sometimes it's hard to get right back to exactly where you were. And that's what it's going to do. It's going to mess with me here. Hold on. Let's see if we can find it again. Well, I love this thing standing up right here. Look at this. Looks like it's coming directly out, or it's just laying there, but it kind of looks like it has a neck to it right there, and it's standing up right there. See how it has like a half round piece behind it? You guys see that? So is this thing standing up, or is it part of the rock in the background? Because it has something protruding out of it here. But look at the round piece, like the base of it. Almost looks like there's a half round piece or something there. See that? That's a good one. It's like they just kind of joined it from here to make it look like it's flat, or is it something standing up? Let's see here. All these things are so hard to find again once you get off them. This is crazy. Just look around here, guys. There's some of the things in here. You'll see rocks, but you got to look carefully because there's little things amongst the rocks. And sometimes there's just so much in here, it just fools the eyes. And like I said, it's actually fooling my eyes because I'm trying to find this one spot. This is how difficult this thing can be. And these things are so small that when you're looking at it, you're going, where's this thing at now, man? I know it's here. I know I'll find it eventually. Well, like I said, you guys will get the... Here it is. Here it is. Okay. There's this. You notice how the ground here is all this light, you know, like a yellowish. It's very bright. Like, you know, the contrast is brought way up on it, right? Okay. Again, here's some pretty funky stuff right here. Look on this particular rock alone. Check this stuff out. You got what looks like this almost stretched out S-shaped piece. Got a square in the back here. Well, practically a square. Looks like it's got a cut in the middle of that. Just these little tiny pieces on this one rock. Looks like it's something right there. I don't know what the heck that even is. Almost looks like the distorted pipe type thing standing up from the base up to here, and it's kind of, it almost looks like a, not rounded because it's not smooth at all. Not sure what to make of that. Let's go ahead and make this full screen right there, right? Check that. What do you guys think about these pieces right in here? While you guys are looking at that, I want to read these here. Alien Tenno, yes, you said yellowish, yet the planet is red. LOL. Looks like metal. What's going on, 786 Auto? I didn't see you in there. Good to see you in there. Miss Heard, what's going on? Good to see you in there. Oh, yeah, Michael, you got to love it. You said, love the CGI sand and rock texture maps. Oh, absolutely. 786 Auto says, hi, everyone. No, I haven't seen it, Jean. Did he just recently post it? He said, did you see Andrew Basiago's latest Mars video, many weird humanoids on Mars? Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are seeing these, and this is what's funny is because people are starting to believe that these things may be a lot smaller than what we can imagine. In other words, they're not our size, they're much smaller, right? Really weird. Thank you, 7086 Auto. I do appreciate you. Much appreciation for your support as always. He said, always looking forward to Friday. You and me both, and everybody else in here. It's like, yes, this is awesome. All right, now check this out. What is this right here? This piece right here. Let's see if we can zoom into it here a bit more. This almost transparent type, is that like a glass, some kind of glass thing right there? Right in the middle of the screen. I'm going to try to put it smack dab in the middle of the screen for you guys. What do you think of that? Pretty wild, right? Thank you, Elaine, for your support as well. You said Friday night hangouts are the best. Absolutely are the best. I look forward to these just like you guys do, right? These are just awesome. And to the left, maybe at the 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock position of this reddish or almost clear, whatever that may be, it looks almost like a glass. What is this white piece sticking out of this rock? You see that right there? What is that all about? Alien Denny said, pygmy Martians with a question mark. Well, I don't know. We know that Mars is a little bit, well, it's just a hair bit larger or half the size of, it's a little bit of half the size of Earth, right? So picture the half the size, maybe slightly bigger, maybe 60% of Earth, right? So is it possible that the people on it are smaller? I don't know. But some of the things we've been seeing is just crazy. Just stuff that just doesn't make sense. And it all looks like it's miniaturized, like something a lot smaller. Check this piece out, guys. Lower left, check this out. I'm going to move to the middle of the screen. What is this object right here, this gray piece, underneath this lighted rock, if you will? It's kind of really very bright. But it almost looks like it has a wheel right here on the side of it. And has this gray piece coming down. It's like it's stuck inside. It's almost like a freaking garage, and it's a car stuck in there. I'm not saying that's what it is, but you can see the way this thing is peeking out right here. You can see the nose of it coming down. Look how smooth that thing is made. I'm going to zoom way in here because I don't want it to distort too bad. But right here, I'm going to go around with the mouse here. What is that? Almost like, again, it's like something round on the left-hand side of it with the nose of it sticking out towards this way. What is that, guys? Jerry McDonald said, hey, Chris, hey, community, how are all of you fine people doing? I'm doing fine. Jerry, I hope you're doing fine as well. Sarah Michelle, she's taking off. She said, good evening, everyone. I must depart for my Friday night. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for your hospitality. You will always be close to my heart. Bonjour, bonjour. Well, thank you, Sarah. Much love to you, and I'm glad you got to stop in. It was great. And we hope you have a good night there, right? And have a good weekend. By the way, we may be checking that moon video out. We might be doing a moon video just on our finds alone, so stay tuned for that, too. I was thinking the very same thing, Alien, when you said could be amber of some sorts. That other golden piece, like a glass, could very well be like an amber type thing. But guys, look at this. It's like they're hiding things under there. Like they're trying to make this so bright that, you know, when you look at this, you just don't pay attention to the smaller objects on the ground. Here's another thing it's small, but it's right here. Look at this. It almost looks like this small little. If it had like something sticking out of the side of it, to the right of it, looked like a pipe. You know what I mean? It has like this little opening right there, and it's very small, like almost like a little miniature vase or something that's fell over on the side. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I'm trying to give you guys an idea of what I'm seeing here. That doesn't look like something that's natural, right? Oh, Elaine, I know exactly what what you meant. Good God, what did I spell in my message? Hangouts. You're good. Trust me, I knew exactly what you're saying. John Ward, I hear you there, man. I had to have a staycation on mine because you said the CV 1984 is spoiling my travel plans. We didn't go anywhere because we usually take off around beginning of July, and we'll go on vacation, whether it be Florida, back home, up to Rhode Island, different places, and we just said to hell with it. I mean, because of all the writing going on and the COVID crap and all this other stuff. I mean, yeah, I was just like, I think we'll just kind of just chill. $420 Alien said, put your ham away, Elaine. Yeah, I'm getting hungry here, so let's not do that. But yeah, just the smallest pieces, guys. Just look at the smallest things and supposed to be embedded in these rocks. And what's this other white piece right here? I'll put it in the middle of the screen right here, and I'll just go around with my cursor there. I hope you guys can see this a little bit better because I highlighted the cursor. Although I still cannot figure a way to make it bigger in the recording software that I use. And I've even looked it up. And the only thing I could find was how to hide it. I was like, I don't want to do that. I want the thing larger. I mean, yeah. Like I said, something white right there. Now, is it possible some of this stuff is encrusted, right, over a course of time? But to me, this thing is crazy right here. Just that alone. I don't even know what to make of that, but it doesn't look like a simple rock, right? Miss here, thank you very much for your support, as always. He said, I'm sorry I have missed a few hangouts, Chris. Hey, listen, if life gets in the way, then you got to do what you got to do, right? Just do your thing. We totally understand. Everybody's got to do it, But I'm glad to see you in there. What else can we find in here, guys? This is a really large pan. It's hard to tell what you'd find in here, right? And again, sometimes it's just the most subtle little pieces amongst these so-called rocks. I mean, come on. You guys have seen the ground. You live outside. You go into the mountains and, stuff like that. You ever see ground that looks like that at all? Now, I guess you can go to like a dry riverbed and see kind of this weird, cupping of sand and stuff like that. But come on. What'd you say there? Let's see. I don't know about you guys, but allergies are killing me here. Pascal V is a German World War II car. Yeah, remember the way those things had the tanks? They looked like that in the front. It looked like that in the front, and then of course they had the track. They were a track vehicle. They had tracks in the back, like an army tank type thing, and that was in the front. Yeah, it was pretty weird. Pretty neat stuff. Notice how this is all blurred out. So, what other individual parts are in here that they're trying to hide? I mean, look at this. I think they put this new kind of texture on it. It's kind of like a fuzzy texture, so it blocks out any kind of clear details of anything, right? Look at this right here. Not sure what to make of that right there at the edge of this so-called rock. But look at the way this thing comes around like this. Almost has this arch or half-round circle type thing. And at the very end, it's white. 90-degree corner, another 90-degree corner, and then it goes into this. But look at all the little, look like little parts and little things sticking in between there. See that? James Cragen said, Chris, it's like something melted the surface in a sudden bang. Well, again, where are these landers and where are these rovers and where are these two explosions? Right there at the face of Cydonia, the Cydonia region, right? and the other pot just is east, but just a little southeast of that area. So, yeah, I think it was chaos something or other that was near, but the two explosions. And funny enough, where are these guys at? Pretty close to these areas. So, yeah, this is the reason why I said that amber piece, always was suggested it could be like a piece of amber, where that could have been molten glass. I mean, how the hell do we know, right? Let me see here. Like I said, they have this fuzzy look to it now. They just changed it up. So, again, you can't see any real fine details, but sometimes they make some serious mistakes where you get something just hanging out of a rock that doesn't look like a rock at all, right? Like the edge of this right here. Check this out. Looks like a little hole there, little piece. This comes down like right here. One, it looks blurred out, but there's a white piece right there. And I'm not sure what to make of this stuff right here, this darker area on the right-hand side of that. Yes, Hockey Titan, at 90-degree angles. Now, we know that, you know, like I said, the, nature can make these. They can actually do that. However, when you see like a multitude of like different shapes all in one particular spot, you can't help but to go, is that natural? No. Look at this right here. Looks like a cover to something. See it? And it looks like there's stuff right underneath it. Goes like this, comes around, goes to the back there. It's got 1, 2 pieces coming down. And then, of course, it's all completely blurred out, and you can't make out what that stuff is. That is just bizarre. It's almost like the ground may be a covering for most of whatever's on this ground. Almost like maybe because of the radiation or whatever it may be, right? Maybe it's highly reflective purposely. Or I'm most apt to believe the latter, which is, they're doing this purposely so you can't see, because this right here, this is a perfect example of trash. Look at this. Now, if you were to bring this down, you would actually see more detail and probably things sitting right on top of this. Look at this thing. It looks like a big piece of metal sticking right up, like it's got bent up. What is that? Look at this. Blue Flasher said, yes, nature can make these. Well, to a certain degree. And I believe a lot of these are, in fact, rocks. However, like I said, when you look at some of these things, I don't know how long you've been on this channel or watching it all, but there's a lot of stuff here to see that are in between these so-called rocks or embedded in the rocks, or it's just being completely covered up for a reason. Now, we can look around and see plenty of rocks, there's no doubt. But like I said, sometimes it looks like the stuff is encrusted. Like if you left it out in the weather, dust kicks up, and then, of course, it rains, and it just keeps it keeps doing this cycle. At some point, it's going to get encrusted with, like, dirt and whatever else it may be, right? Not sure what this white piece is here. It looks like a black circle there, right there. Not sure what that is. Steve Brackman says, what is the size of these anomalies? Well, let's back way out. Now, these may not be very big at all. Let's assume that the edge of the rover is right here at this corner, this stitch line, okay? These wouldn't be very big. You could probably walk over and just handle them and pick them up and everything else. So this is what I'm saying. This is what throws people off, because they're going, wait a minute, let me understand this. So you're saying that, like that last video I did where it looked like these, I call them Martian toys because they're so damn small. I said they could fit in the palm of your hands or in your hand. Okay, it doesn't make sense. It's almost like they're Martian toys, if you want to use that term. And if they're not, and their actual size to these occupants of Mars, the Martians, then they must be incredibly small. So, and of course our brain has this hard time accepting that because we're used to what? People like ourselves. These people here would have to be extremely small, like friggin' inches tall. And your mind cannot grasp that because we go, since when do we ever see small people like that? Well, we don't, not here on Earth. Yeah. Look at this mess. Looks like something's been blown to pieces right here. You can see these two squares right there. Look at this right here. in the middle of this. I'll put it in the middle. 1, 2, and there's one on top of the other, and there's like a couple little lines or little features under there, little designs, if you will. What do you guys think of that? In Lane Walls, you said Jimmy Roberts has shown pics of areas that the software missed. Obvious metal and golden in color. If there is a huge gold supply on Mars, that would explain the race to get there. Well, that's true. I mean, we all think there's much more than that, but, you know, if there's natural resources on the planet, well, they're going to be after that, too. You know, they just want to get there and just stake their claim. Boom, this is our part of the land. You guys want to stake the rest of it, you can do that, but we own this. So... Oh, there's a stone statue of like a little Martian. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. Oh, there are 2 legs, the head. Sometimes we gotta poke fun at this stuff, guys. I mean, come on. That's right here between these, like a rock, not a rock, but a ring type thing below here. I don't know what that is right there. A couple little pieces here. Right there on the left. Interesting little pieces of rock. Jean, what you said, looks like a small guy tanning in the sunlight. Yeah, exactly. Poor guy didn't have enough sense to get out of there, though. He got cooked right there. Now he's a gingerbread man. Let's see. Let's see what else we got here. Look at the weird shapes in here. Look at this. Absolute garbage. Look at this. But you can see like pieces connecting to each other, regardless of the clarity of the actual items. It's like they're connected to each other. This almost looks like a U shape with this other piece is here. And of course you got this lighted blur to connect these things to make it look like there's nothing really there. But look at the white piece, the darker white. See that? Never mind the lighter blur, like the fogginess to it, but the, you know, right there. Not sure what that stuff is in there. Now my gumdrop buttons, Chris. That was pretty good, Alien. Yeah, I mean, people have said that too, Mimi. You said underground homes. You know what? We don't know. We're trying to figure it out. But like I said, I don't think a lot of the stuff we can actually comprehend because it's probably something we wouldn't see here on Earth. So we're just, in our minds, we're trying to piece this together as to what it could be. You know, if they are still alive, are they underground? Or are they on the surface and they're just underneath these rocks like we showed, like, and it showed like a rock cover, but looked like some kind of weird little, well, like somebody said, like a World War II type front of this vehicle. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, but it has that kind of funky look to it. But it happens to be underneath a flat rock. So is it kind of like their own garage, so to speak, or a carport? I mean, how do we know? We don't know that. Again, we're just guessing as to what these things could be in pure speculation, but it does stand out from its environment. Look at this thing. Oh, yeah. That's a rock. Look at the circles in this thing. 1, 2. Got this weird piece, and there's another. Actually, it looks like another faint one inside there. You guys see that? Let me back up just a little bit to try to get a little bit more clarity out of it. James Cragen, you said, Chris, it's amazing that the surface is pretty shaped on a planet that is supposed to be a huge load of dust and rocks. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. Martian's Drive, there you go. See, Michael, you get it. So I'm looking at this thing. It almost looks like there's like little round pieces. Again, one here at the top, one on the right-hand side of it. Look in the very middle in the dark part. That looks like something around there. I'm not sure what to make of that. Is that normal? Is that natural? I don't think so. Look how they went through this right here. Now, although this is a stitch line right here, you can see it, but look at this, the blurring right, and there's something right behind that blur. Of course, most of this photo's been messed with. And it's funny, sometimes you go over these pans, and some areas are pretty clear, pretty decent, and then you get this crappy looking whatever it is. James Cragen, thank you very much again for your support. You said a lot of spiderweb shaped cuts on the surface, man. Yeah, and that's what you see a lot of times. It's puzzling as hell, guys. Because you really try to understand what's going on. Look at this cluster or whatever this is. Look at this. We got one. Looks like smaller one here, almost like a step, like 2 steps or something. But you can see this piece is actually sticking out. Going across and coming back down. Look at this right here. The shape of this white piece, it's got 2 slots in it. One's a little bit wider here on the left-hand side. I mean, the right-hand side of that. See that? Let me go right in here. What do you guys make of that? Just look at this stuff. There's so much going on in these rocks. It's really bizarre, right? Turklerin, good to have you in there. You said, have to go, guys. See you later. Well, thank you for stopping in as always. I hope you have a great weekend, man. You take care. Just back out. Look at this thing. You have to admit there's some really bizarre looking shapes in here. I mean, again, these straight pieces almost look like these plates sticking out. And then you got this white piece right here. Check that out. And look carefully, guys. There's something right here that's whitish or lighter color in this wannabe rock face or whatever this is supposed to be right there. Coming up like this here. And you can see it's pretty wide. It goes from here to here. Almost like some kind of weird bracketing or whatever that is. Again, take a closer look at these rocks. Are they really rocks? I believe it's a bunch of rocks here. There's no doubt. But what's in it and what they're trying to make look like a rock is 2 different things. Look at this. It almost, if you can imagine these people are miniature, can you imagine that? Look at it. Let's back off of this thing for a minute. Look at this. Can you imagine? It could be like houses, stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that's what it is. It's again, I'm purely speculating, right? But, you know, it could be a house right here. It looks like roads coming off in the next level down. How do we know? Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, because I'm not really sure I'm on the idea of little people, but that doesn't mean there isn't, right? Check this piece out. What is this? Look at this cutout inside this flat rock or whatever this is. This happens to be a round circle in this lower left one right there. This design right here goes up, goes over, comes back down. Look at this. Comes up, 90-degree angle, has this little hump in it, goes straight across, another 90-degree angle and down. Look at these pieces in there, guys. Seriously? Well, Blue Flash, what do you think about the one I just showed you right here? What is that right there in the middle? Well, it kind of looks that way, Elaine, yeah? You said a cross. But what I'm trying to figure out is what are these pieces in this cutout? One here at the top. Another cutout, like almost like a square type thing with a small circle in it. And then you got this piece on the lower right that has clearly been shaped somehow, and it has like pieces in each of these, and it just has to be cut out like that. So you're saying that nature can make this white rock right here too with the slots in it? You're saying that right there? Nature can do that too? Come on, at some point you have to say to yourself, okay, I believe 90% of these are rocks. I totally get it. But at what point do you say, well, that does look a little different and that doesn't look like it's, that could be borderline something else and not natural. And I don't mind a hardcore skeptic. I don't mind you guys at all. I think it's great that you guys are like that. Because you don't just accept anything, right? And I'm the same way. But when I've seen, like I said, I live in a mountainous state. I see all kinds of crap. I see all kinds of stuff out there. But I know I don't see this stuff like this in rocks. I know I don't. Like I said, I traveled around. I lived in different states. Been a lot of places. Look at this mess. Okay, this is natural too, right? What do you think of this? Kind of goes up and goes around like that. And look what's inside this. It looks like this box of some sort. Comes out, goes straight across. Has this nice rounded end on this side and comes straight down, and it looks like there's something inside that. Is that natural as well? Let me see here. This thing just jumped on me here. Now let me see. I'm not sure I understand your question, Rob. You said nature can do this stuff. That's a broad statement. You a geologist? Apparently, apparently you don't understand what I said. Yes, nature can do a lot of this stuff itself, but you have to question some things like this right here in the middle of the screen. When you have this right here going straight across, coming down, looks like some kind of piece. It looks like it's got some depth to it, almost like a box with whatever the heck's inside of it. Is that natural? All I'm asking people to do is ask themselves, is this natural or is it unnatural? If it's natural, fine, if that's what you believe. If you think it's unnatural, you have to ask yourself, what is it and why is it on Mars? It's pretty easy. It doesn't really take an Einstein to figure this out. And ask yourself this question. If Mars, the way NASA claims it is, if it's nothing more than a dusty, dead planet, been for millions of years, then why are they going out of the way to blur, manipulate, obfuscate photos? What's in there that they need to do that? Even if you don't believe any of this, why would they feel the need to censor a photo? Yeah, it does actually look like that, doesn't it? Max K, what's going on? Good to see you in there. And got here at last. Well, good to see you in there. It's not going to be a very long night. We're going to cut it off pretty soon because I got some things I need to get done, but that's fine. Elaine Millard, he said stuff everywhere that looks like die-cut shaped parts from something, plus the interlocking pieces you mentioned earlier, look quite symmetrical, like it was part of a statue or ornate structure. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't have to believe everything is man-made, right, or intelligently made, common sense. But you have to question some of these things, like this right here. Look at this. Out of all of this, now don't get me wrong, it's nothing but a bunch of chaos, and all you see is different shaped rocks. It looks like it's been thrown about and thrashed about at some point. But look at this, just some of the things in here. Like, it just stands out compared to everything else. Now, again, you have to determine whether you believe this is natural or if it's not natural. And I don't bang it into anybody's head. That's one thing I don't do on this channel. Say, yes, this is absolutely right here. This is intelligent made. Take my word for it. No. I'm saying, look at it. What do we think it is? Do we think it's natural? Do we think it's unnatural? That's the way it's got to go. And it's up to you to determine that. Not for me to bang it into your head. I'm not out here to do that. But I just want people to open their minds up to the fact that, yes, there probably was something else on this planet more than what they're saying. Much more than what they're saying. And we found many things on these Hangouts where we went over these. Look at this. Look at this mess in here. Even this little white piece standing out right here. And you can see where it's all been manipulated right here. But look at these little parts in here. See this right here? This piece coming down, going like this here. Looks like it continues up over here and wraps around, goes over there. Yeah. You got these two lines right here, these details or some kind of things right here. There's one. There's two. James, thanks for your support, man. You said, no, Chris, have a coffee on me, man. Stay here. Rob, you said that's why I like your channel, Chris. You never push the ideas on us. Just present them as strange and let us make up our own minds. And yeah, that's the whole principle, right? That's what I want to do. Now, I might see something I might go, oh my God, I really feel strongly. It looks like this part. Like, in other words, it looks like this to me. Now, am I correct? There's no knowing if I am or not. Again, I'm just speculating as what I think it may be. But again, you might look at it and say, I don't see that. I see something totally different. I see this. But regardless of what you see it as, you might say, well, I see it as this, but is it, again, when you come up with your own idea, is it natural or is it unnatural? So then you got to start to scratch your head like, okay, I've seen one thing on there that looks like it may be unnatural. Why am I seeing other things? Why am I seeing so many other things? And this is the reason why I give everybody photo links, so that way they can actually check the photo out themselves, make their own conclusion, come to your own. That's what it's all about. Look at this, digitized out. Look at this crap. I mean, you can see this is like a total different texture now. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. The way this is in this rock, but it almost looks like it steps up. See the way it goes 1, 2, 3, and kind of goes down and almost level to the other last three. Look at that right there on the last one. What is that? It's like a Y-shaped something or other coming off of this. And then you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 after that. Again, you have to question these things. Just weird stuff that just stands out. Not sure what all of this is here. Like I said, I don't know if that's digitized out or... Look at this. All right, Jean, I see you taking off. You said, good night, everyone. Thanks, Chris. This was a great hangout. Thank you, Jean. Keep doing the great work that you're doing. Yeah, you know, it's good work that you're doing there. Just keep doing it, man. That's all I can tell you. I don't know if you guys have heard, too, that Alien Hunter is actually quitting doing what he's doing, which kind of sucks because he has some really good stuff. What I did is I actually emailed him, and I'm hoping he'll get to it and be able to see it. But he's actually quitting, and he tells the reason why on his channel. And I hate to see him stop doing it because, like I said, he was another researcher looking at stuff and trying to get it out to the public. But he has his reasons on it. He does explain on there on his channel. And I hate to see that for him. But I did, like I said, I did contact him. He hasn't gotten back to me yet on the email. I told him to check his email, too. So I'm hoping he'll actually read that because I may be able to help him out with that. So we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, John, if you're taking off, have yourself a good weekend there, brother. And we'll talk to you soon there, right? Vincent Miller, yeah, what's going on? He said, long time no see. Hope all is well. It is well. Vincent, I hope you're well as well. Yeah, Mega Holmes, yeah, he said, oh no, Alien Hunter is excellent also. Exactly, that's why I hate to see him stop his work. I guess he was trying to go full-time on this, and I guess he was just not getting the funds he was hoping to get out of it. But I gave him some kind of ideas, and like I said, I try to tell anybody if you want to, go to his channel, check out his work. He's got good work, And like I said, I hate to see anybody, with a channel like that to just give up on it, because I liked a lot of his work, Rob, you might be right. He said, I think Elon was born on Mars. Oh, maybe that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get us set up so we can get back home. That'd be all right, too, wouldn't it? Nathan Bond, you said, Chris, do you think Elon Musk has seen untouched photos? Being that he's now affiliated with NASA and he's being basically subcontracted to him, I don't know if he's working literally hand in hand, but you can almost bet he probably has a good idea. He has a good grasp of what's really on Mars, right? He's probably said, hey, how about this? If you guys if we're gonna help you out, you got to at least show me something. And this may be the reason why he actually says he wants to die on Mars. So, yeah. Again, we see this white piece right here, and then of course it's completely blocked out. And look real carefully. This white piece, and I'll back it out a little bit more so it'll make it a little bit clearer. But right here in the middle, you can see a little bit more white, and then there's something right there. Looks like a square, very faint, with a round circle on the top of it right here. You guys see that right there? There's a square, round circle, and just a tint of, I should say a hint of white. And then you got it really white right there. You guys see that? I'm going to back out a little bit so you can get a little bit clearer. Zooming in too much can really make it break apart. Elaine Walsh, he said, I couldn't find an explanation from AH. Yeah, just look at his description. He shows it. He did put a video out today. He's a very sweet young man. I hope he stays. Yeah, me too. I mean, it kind of sucks to see him go, Hotha. People have said this to me before. Let's just do a similar photo here on Earth stone area and analyze it like this. I guess we will find structures because we want to see structures. No, it's not it at all. You can literally look at the stuff yourself and come up with your own conclusions. But I can tell you right now, some of the things I've seen. Now, this pan's not that great. I'll tell you why. Again, it's the texture that they're using. A new texture. It's like a CGI kind of thing. Going on that they're using, that it's really making everything fuzzy. Have you guys noticed that? Around every edge, everything's now fuzzy. Look at it. Now, even Siddhartha, you got to look at this and say, does that look like natural landscape to you? Wherever you live, I don't care if you don't live in a mountainous area, I'm sure you've been to one at some point, and you can look at this. Does that look normal to you? I mean, big boulders one thing, rocks are one thing, but look at the way this ground is. I don't know about you, but I've never seen anything like this. In fact, a buddy of mine, he's a professional photographer. He said, who drew this? I said, what are you talking about? He said, yeah, who drew this piece of trash? And I mean, you can see right through this crap. Look at this. It looks like pieces up here. Got like a point right there. What's this right here in the back? What's this right here? This lighter piece inside this rock. See that? Right there. What is that? Yeah, exactly, Frank. It's just what I was just saying. He said, Frank Milko says, so much of this photo looks like a painting when you zoom in. Absolutely. Absolutely. Robert Morgan, Alien Hunter, if you look him up, Alien Hunter channel, he said, never heard of it. If you look it up, he does a lot of moon stuff and he'll do like that, like panning over different photos so people can have a look. He doesn't actually talk to his videos. He just does basically pan over like different moon photos and stuff, zoom in and everything else. So you can see a lot of this stuff. Elaine Walsh, yeah. He said he puts a lot into his videos. Always great music too. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you, Mega Holmes. You said, I appreciate all the great channels like you guys. We have learned so much. Alien Hunter, he can sell T-shirts and hats and prints and of buildings and stuff. Absolutely. Yeah, he does so much he could do. Yeah, maybe I'll do that for him. Every time you guys give me, like, you support it, like, monetarily, I'll just go ahead and take that, and I'll get him some cloths for their glasses. What do you think? He said a cloth for the CGI boys again, Chris. Yeah, exactly. Thanks for your support, by the way. Yeah, that is funny. And misaired, yeah, you can almost bet on it. You said Elon Musk probably paid millions for pristine NASA imagery. Well, I mean, he's got the money to do it. He's probably just saying, listen, I won't tell anybody, man. I'm just going to go ahead and help you guys out. We're going to work together, blah, 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 blah. We'll get this out, and we'll go from there. But, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to help out NASA, I'll be damned if I didn't want to see what's really up there, right? Look at this stuff right here. Wow. That is pretty interesting right there, guys. What do you think of that? Right in this hole of this rock, this round piece right here. Look inside that. Look in this area right here. What do you guys see there? I'm not even going to say what I think it is. I'm going to let you guys look. If you need me to zoom in closer, let me know. It does, Miss here. You said it takes extremely high temps to turn sand into glass, does it not? Absolutely. All right, Rob Thomas, you're taking off. He said, okay, Chris, keep it real. Have a good, safe weekend, everyone. Well, you do the same thing, Rob, and thanks for stopping in, and thanks for your comments there, right? Yeah, I agree with you, Mags. You said I'm gutted about Alien Hunter. He was a great friend. Well, he said he'll still stay in contact with everybody through emails and stuff. So, like I said, I sent him an email. I told him if he's still on the fence, let me know. In other words, if he's still thinking about maybe hanging on there, to just let me know. John Jay, I guess it is, or Chi, he said, what's happened to Alien Hunter? He's pretty much calling it quits. If you go to his last video, he's got it in his subscription why. So he said it's his last, and he said, I think it's time to say goodbyes, I think he said on there. So, yeah. Elaine Millard, he said, a building window in that hole. What do you guys think of that? I can see many what looks like straight pieces. There's something way back in there you really can't see, but right here there's one from here over, and then there's one from here. Almost looks like it starts right at this small round piece, starts from there, goes straight into this, into the back of this. And what is this bigger piece? Almost looks like a end of a Louisville Slugger sticking out of this rock. See this right here? It's very straight and has this knob type thing at the end. What is that? I see what looks like a square box inside there or something or other. Come on, guys. That's real right there? That's a real rock? I don't think so. Michael Stark, he said, that sucks. Alien Hunters videos were cool, but with all the chaos worldwide, it makes sense that people have other important things to focus on for now, like survival. Well, that's true. I'm sure he has his reasons, and he does explain a little bit. Like I said, I think he was hoping to, make a good living off this. And I don't mean like a super living, because nobody really does. But, maybe to make the income and just maybe stay home, or whatever it was, because he wanted to really do this up. He told me that a while back. And, I try to help him out any way I can. And so, like I said, I emailed him, and hopefully he'll get back to me, and we can talk a little bit, Because he was doing fantastic work as far as I'm concerned. You're welcome, John. You said, oh, man, sad days. Thanks for the info, Chris. Pete, you said I can make out, I don't know if it's shiny eyes, gold objects. Yeah, I mean, whatever that is, it almost looks like, you can see it right here. Right here at the bottom is like a 90-degree angle right there. It looks like it goes this, it's almost like a box or something in here, because you can see it goes here, goes behind this straight piece, almost like a pipe, or like I said, it looks like an end of a baseball bat. Comes back up here. But look at these, again, there's something white right here, underneath this flat rock, right here. It looks like a round piece, and there's a straight piece coming straight off of that into here. And there's another shorter one right above it. And whatever this thing is, that does not look natural. Well, it might be just simpler than that, Alien. You said Alien Hunter had probably been got at. We're at all getting close now, and the governments are getting twitchy. Well, the thing is, a lot of these channels, even mine, you guys have said it yourself. You said, listen, I'm not getting notifications from your channel. I'm not getting this. I'm not getting that. Why are they doing that? To me, they're trying to categorize everybody as like conspiracy. It's like, well, it's not conspiracy if you're telling the truth, or if you're finding things that kind of corroborate what you've been saying. So to me, that's not a conspiracy if you can prove it. Like when I say the CGI all over these things, I can prove that. I've done that plenty of times. Blatant, manipulation. Clearly, this stuff is there. And, yeah. So, but they'll do the same thing to him, too, and block him out. But this is the reason why I try to say, guys, go and, subscribe to his channel, stuff like that. And, because if you guys are into moon stuff, you'll find a lot of great stuff there. In fact, I've asked him for, let's say he does, 20 photos in a video. Like he'll move in, zoom in and zoom back out. And I'll ask him and say, hey, what was that? In fact, I asked him last time. If you go on there, you see my comment. What was that photo on? I forget what the timestamp was on it. But I told him to check his mail. Then I said, do you have the photo link or whatever to that particular photo that he had shown? And I wanted to check it out. So, and that's what I'm saying. So I don't know. Hopefully he'll hang in there, because it'd be great if he did. Not sure what this is right here. It looks like something, like a little bowl or something skinny right there, sticking out right there. This multicolored object right there. Well, no, Michael, I'm not on this particular. I'm on two different computers, so it's hard to do that. I've got YouTube on the other, and I'm not even on YouTube at the moment on this particular computer. Like I said, I'll drop them all. It usually takes a little bit of time, and I'll go ahead and drop them. It doesn't take very long after, and what I'll do is I'll hurry up and put all the links there so you guys can grab them. Because like I said, we won't be much longer on here anyway. Maybe I'll just stick it out within the last 10 minutes with you guys. But guys, check these links out, man. I'll let you see these things, and it's just crazy what's in here. Look at the top of this rock, right? Look at the cutout inside this. It looks like it's been cut. It's been cut itself. You guys see that? And there's another piece right here. Like there's something right there that's in this rock. You guys see that? Put it right here in the middle of the screen. Looks like an oval kind of cut inside this. Has another piece right here. So it looks like it has like a frame type thing. One piece right here. This is cut out right in the middle. You got this oval piece, like I said, and then whatever the hell that is right there in the middle of this rock. Arts and Crafts, good to see you in there. Although we might be jumping off this shortly, but you said I was at work. Sorry, hello everyone, sending my love to you all. Arts and Crafts, don't worry about it, you're here all the time. Work comes first. Work and then fun after, right? That's what it comes down to. Gotta make those Benjamins, you know what I'm saying? I mean, what is this? Look at this cluster. What is that? I've actually got people, and once in a while will say this to me. They'll be like, oh, man, you're crazy, man. They don't modify, don't change anything in these photos. Oh, okay. I just leave it at that. I don't even bother. Because clearly they haven't really looked into these things and to really, really understand what's going on. I mean, look at this right in the middle of the screen right there. Look at this mess. What is that all about? Mega Ohms, you said saying that something is a conspiracy is not saying that it's untrue. YouTube needs to get actual dictionaries to look up the words that they use. I'm getting tired of people misusing the lang. Well, I totally agree with you, right? All right, Grant, you taking off? You said Grant McGowan. You said Chris and everyone, I'm out now. Love to you all. See you next time. All right, Grant, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for your support, as always. It's always appreciated. You know that. Have yourself a great night and a great weekend there. It's supposed to be cooler here. I don't know about you guys. I guess it's be a nice weekend, so have a good one there. And if you're off for the holiday, have another good one, right? On the, what is it, Monday or whatever it is. So that's awesome. Rick C., what's going on? He said, hi, Chris. What's going on there? Good to see you in there. Pete Ferrero says, can't be denied. Cutouts, angles, straight edges, masonry, and tubular shapes. I totally agree with you, Pete. You know, I mean, just these things seem to stand out in these landscapes, and it doesn't make any sense. It should not. You should not be seeing this. You should be nothing rocks and dust, and that's it. Nothing more. And yet we're seeing things that are being manipulated, things that are being blurred out, things that are being hidden. Why? There's nothing on this planet. Why are we modifying or censoring these photos at all? I mean, like I said, what is this piece of trash? And whatever that is, you can literally see the little circles. 1 and 2, top right here, left and right, and there's something very faint in the very center of that. Come on. Look at that thing. It's blatant right there. How is that in a rock? Oh, Mags, sounds like you're struggling here. I'm raging. I want to call this person out, but... it's all good. Meg Holmes, if you said if YouTube is getting rid of all things untrue, then we will have to say goodbye to Disney also. There you go. Corey, you taking off? All right, you do the same, man. You have yourself a good night there, brother. And we'll see you soon, right? Said night, Chris, and all have a blasted day. Stay safe, all. You do the same, man. Have a good weekend. Exactly, John. It's just what I was just saying. He said, if there is nothing to hide, why manipulate in the first place? Absolutely. Rick the Rocker, Graham, what's going on, man? You said, hi, Chris. There is so much in this photo. At least they leave a little bit for us to see. It's almost like they're either making mistakes and not taking it completely out, or as I said before, it's like people, they go, listen, people who are inquisitive enough to want to check this stuff out, they'll find it themselves. They'll see this stuff. You know, or they're just, I find it hard to believe they're all idiots when they have that many people in the CGI department. You know they're doing like a chain. Like, in other words, they'll pass it on to you, Rick, and they'll say, okay, CGI this part, I want you to do your thing. All right, now pass it on to the next guy. He does his magic to it, so on and so forth. And then you got what they'll probably have like instead of proof reading, it'll be a proof viewing to see what's really there. You know what I mean? To make sure there's nothing there or to just go over it, right? Weird shapes in here. Now, don't get me wrong. Wind and water erosion can do this kind of thing, but come on. I mean, some things there's no way. Look at this piece right here. Looks like it's almost rounded. Not quite, but then there's something down inside that actually has a shape too. Right there in the center of the screen. I'm just going to go around it with my cursor right there in the middle. Right here. What is that? Not sure what you're talking about. You said pan to the right. I think you were saying Archetype now. You said please pan back to the right. Look for the tripod-shaped shadow. You talking about in this area right here, or? Noodles, you said 140 strong. Hit the like button. Yay! Hit it, guys. If you haven't already hit that like thumbs up, bam, hit it. I'll give you guys 3 guesses where those 13 thumbs down came from. Flat earthers. Gotta love it. I agree with you, Rick. You said it never ceases to amaze me, the blatant obfuscation. Yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You know, like I said, it's kind of like I said before, like a simple analogy. If you were selling your car, you didn't want to show your license plate, you would blur that out, right? Because you don't want people checking out your plate and seeing exactly where you live and all this other crap. Unless, of course, you're selling it, you know, on a certain place and you don't care. But the thing is, it's like, you did it for a reason, because you're trying to hide it. So if that's the case, then why are they hiding anything here? There should be nothing to hide here. Nothing at all. The way they say it, it's nothing but a dusty, cold, rocky, dead planet. So why are we censoring anything? You know, to me, it's like a camera should take a photo. You know, let me see. What the heck was that? Look at this cluster right here. You know, it should be like, even if it's standard RGB photo, okay? Just take a simple photo, uplink it to the orbiter, and send it to Earth. How complicated can it be? Why are we seeing censored photos and garbage AI, you know, kind of crap? Like some people will tell you, well, if it's AI, then chances are it's like you're going to see these things like added to the photo. Now, I don't know why they would add it to the photo, but the thing is now you got to be careful when you see some of these things. But some of these things are just blatant. You know what I mean? They're just there. Yep. Mega Home says Flat Earth is the oldest Navy PSYOP. Yep, absolutely. XD Filed says, hey, Chris, if you get a chance, you should watch some of the Vertex channel on YouTube. He has some amazing finds, especially with findings numbers. Oh, yeah, I've seen the actual channel. It's actually pretty good. Renee, you said, smash, hit, well, you should put share, hit, smash, thumbs up, like, subbed, notification bell, membership, join buttons, and get Chris, Mars, Moon, Lunar Anomalies, and Beyond, gear merch, Patreon, PayPal, Super Chat, Sticker Chat, and join membership. Shoosh. I don't know why they said it had to be held for, what do you call it, but okay. Yeah, I mean, you guys have been buying some of the merch there, and I do appreciate that. It does help the channel out. In fact, I'm going to upgrade this computer a little bit there and get a little bit faster and maybe get another monitor identical to this one here, because I do have another good monitor, but I want to get one that's really, really clean, like a 4K type thing. And we're going to just upgrade this thing like there's no tomorrow. So, yeah. Every bit helps. Oops. Well, Miss Heard, if they try to throw that, keep this in mind. They say, if we can get these people off the path of looking at moon photos, looking at Mars, and get them off the path of sniffing around what we're doing here, we can go ahead and, you know, we'll be better off. We can do this stuff behind the scenes. So why don't we just throw this flat Earth kind of BS idea out, and people will grasp that and say, oh, don't look at the moon, man, it's not real, it's garbage, it's, you know, we can't even go out in space, we can't do this, we can't do that. So this way here you have these people fighting, both us and them, and I don't really care what they think. I mean, that's their business. If they want to be blind to it, that's up to them. If they want to really check it, and I've said this before, I said it on my own video, guys, do not believe a thing some other cult wannabe leader, is trying to be, this leader cult wannabe guy, whatever the hell he may be, or any of these guys, do your own homework. When you do your own homework, you can't lie to yourself. It's there. But to sit there and go, yeah, and have it bang your head, Earth is flat, Earth is flat, Earth is flat. Come on. I mean, I'm not going to believe something unless I go, if somebody presented it and I watched the video, I go, oh, okay. And I heard about this crap was spiking up big time, so I decided years ago to look into it. I said, it's complete crap. Why do people believe this shit? If they did their own research, they'd find out, that this stuff is not the case at all. And it's like they're just following these other guys blindly, like, yeah, he's my leader. He's got to be right. He's telling the truth. No, he's not. You can baffle people with BS all you like, but it's not the truth. And that's the problem. Martian Easter, but we also have we actually have a water cycle as well. We have actually underwater, not just water in the soil. We have weather changing clouds on Mars as well. And if you add all of this up, there's going to be life on that planet. And I don't mean in a strict sense, like absolutely there's got to be. I mean, when you add these things up, and they claim that it can get up to 70 to 100 degrees in the shade, okay, you have these spikes of methane, or methane, depending how you want to pronounce it. You have spikes of oxygen, which they're trying to figure that out. Well, funny enough, this is in the warmer seasons, okay? I know when a lot of trees grow, their leaves and stuff like that, you're going to probably have an explosion of oxygen. Now, there might be other sources giving this off. There's also methane. What gives off methane? Now, it could be natural sources, but they claim that they only had that one volcanic, one of those old dormant volcanoes erupt. And, of course, you haven't heard a thing about that. It pretty much stopped, and that was the end of it, or whatever they claim. But at Gale Crater, one of the scientists actually said there is a water cycle on there, right there in Gale Crater, because it's like a bowl type thing. So everything is like, you probably get more oxygen closer to the ground, whatever, more water. Combine all of this with the methane, the oxygen, there's a good chance, I'm not saying absolutely, but there's a good chance that there's actually life on that planet. It still has, always has been. Oh, that's true. You're right about that, Martian Easter. You said the presence of water does not necessarily mean the presence of life, though. You're right. But they claim, even NASA claims, that there's a good chance of it. Now, that doesn't mean absolutely. We know that, right? So, but it doesn't mean that there isn't. So, like I said, this new Perseverance rover, I guarantee that's what they're going to find. They're going to find, well, maybe it's, fossilized microbial life. Then they're going to find microbial life. It's going to be an easy increment steps, and they're just going to take their time with it. But you watch and see. I knew there was water on there because they were talking about the poles years ago. Well, it's just carbon ice. I said, no, it's not just carbon ice. Now, I understand carbon ice is made by pressure on the planet. I get that. But I said, but when you look at the Hubble photos of Mars, you can see it has seasons just like here on Earth. In other words, the poles shrink, and then they get larger during the winter months. Okay, so what's putting that water back? Now, if we just believe carbon ice, then we say it's pressure. Well, the pressure can't, well, I guess it can. But the pressure, I'm sure it's not completely dropping or getting higher, just in particular those months, although it can. My thing is that, I said, if they got a water cycle in there, that's probably what's putting these, the layers of ice back under these poles, right? It's the same thing that happens here. Although it's due to pressure, we have carbon ice as well as water ice, H2O. And then not long after that, like a year or two later, there's actually water there too. There's actually H2O underneath that carbon ice. Just like we have here on Earth. So you start putting all of these pieces together, it's starting to look like, this planet was a little bit more alive than they're stating. Let's just put it that way. Vincent Miller, he said, as a sub, haven't been notified of new videos in a month. You're not the first one to say that, Vincent. Just check back. And just like I said, I just check back every day. Just kind of look, see if there's anything on there. I might post 3 videos a week. I was supposed to get a moon one up there, so I'm going to try to get that one over the weekend, maybe at least the latest Monday, right? try to get that done. But there's supposed to be a moon one on there too, so stay tuned for that. It'll be the next one. In fact, like I said, Sarah and I have been talking about a couple photos, so we're going to get those out there as well. So yeah, just check back and you'll be better off. Because if YouTube's going to do their best to try to not notify people, well, then we got to be vigilant and just check on it for ourselves. Mr. Gossman, he said, Chris is right. I don't always agree with his conclusions, but there is no way that what he shows us is real. To even deny that is to be an ostrich man. Chris is opening up knowledge despite things. Well, again, if we're seeing things that are not natural, again, you don't even have to say what you think it might be. Don't even speculate. It's either natural or it's unnatural. If it's unnatural, why is it on Mars? It blows away their theory that they've been saying all along. Matt Patterson, you said any kind of life can exist with water. Look at our oceans. All kinds of life is found in the deep water. Yeah. I mean, you look at like in Antarctica where they've had, or the poles, they went deep into the water, man. There's all kind of bioluminescent creatures under the water. I've seen them. Look, like I said, it looked like a police car. There's like red and blue lights. They're giving off their own light. They're just crazy what the hell's in these waters we have. So, yeah. I agree, Justy. And that's what I love. I love that, when you guys look at these things, you said, I get so many emails saying, guys, Chris, check out this gigapan right here at this point. There's something there. And I get a lot of this. And it's awesome that people are actually looking at these things themselves. Now, again, you guys may disagree with I see, and I may disagree with you see. But again, I just go back to the simple question. Does it look natural? Or is it intelligently made or something made it? And that's what we got to determine. It may not be so much as to what it is, but why is it there? And it's not natural. Or it is. Architect Net, you said they are about 10 to 100 meters wide and 20 to 60 miles per hour, or 32 to 96 kilometers per hour. Wind swirling around a hot column of rising air. Yeah, I mean, to create this, like tornadoes and stuff like that, you have to have a cold and a warm air mass. Not always, but a lot of times that you have these updrafts of air. Could be cooler air. It could be the sun's beating down so hard that you get this swirling air mass. It's just a lot of things playing from nature that get these things, twisters and, little dust devils and stuff like that. And just shear winds alone can cause that. And, cause it to get this. I mean, and it's usually shear winds from aloft, and that's what you end up getting. So there's so many different variances in nature that can cause this, but it makes you wonder if they talk about these temperature swings that they have, like anywhere between X amount of temperature below zero to like 70 to 80 degrees in the summer months, that is, the warmer months, then there's drastic changes. It's got to be causing like winds and stuff like that, and these little dust devils kick up and stuff like that. So there is warm and cold fronts, or at least colder air masses. Basically slamming warm air masses, right? Mega Holmes, you said there are plenty of people who have trouble understanding trigonometry and thus do not have the special awareness to realize the shape of bodies. So the Navy takes advantage of this with flat Earth. Yeah, I mean, If you throw that in the mix, you have people warring with each other. Oh, you know, it's a bunch of crap. There's no way. You know, so this way here, you stop looking at anything to do with the moon or Mars or stuff like that. And just keep people dumbed down. They're not going to want to look into this. So therefore, oh, good, we got all these people off the beaten path. That's good, man. That's what we wanted. That's not what we want. And the government, that's what they want. They want dumbed down people who they use they don't want critically thinking people. They just want dumbbells. They just go to work, come home, eat your dinner, go to bed, repeat the next day. They don't want critically thinking people. That's what it's all about. And by throwing that in the mix, people are just like, yeah, that's true, man. We live on a pizza. Yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Come on now. Girl with flaxen hair, you said aliens created us. Well, if you go by the Sumerian text, the ancient Sumerian text, you are absolutely correct. DNA has been changed, or there's another possibility we are actually Martians, and that's not just me saying that. Some, scientists believe that. Of course, these are not mainstream, meaning to the point where, a lot of these scientists won't come out and say it because they'll be ridiculed and everything else. Now, do we have absolute proof of that? Probably not in the strictest sense. But regardless, it's still interesting to read, Oh, absolutely. We're still here. Missing link. Missing link, no missing link. Yeah, I don't believe it's a missing link either. Definitely not. Well, see, guys, I don't have any problem with opposition, right? I seen that too. Mimi reacts right here. You're talking about the lower right, right? 1, 2, 3. Looks like pieces sticking out, or they are actually holes. But look at the way this thing is shaped. 1, 2, 3, perfectly right there. But again, it's so fuzzy, you can't really see any really pristine lines and stuff like that. And I think that's why they're doing that. But yeah, good eye on that. See it? Gil Nordell, shout out from New Hampshire. What's going on? I lived there some years back. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. You're right about that, Josh D. You said the ancient Sumerians text should be taken very seriously. The more time passes, the more credible they get. See Billy's work, Chris. Yeah, absolutely. Well, Billy and I talk. We're good friends. In fact, we may be having something coming up there. He may be up here in September. We're going to do the Black Knight stuff that he's going to be making a video on. So I've done videos on that. I've got enhancements of that as well. And that was during the STS mission. So we might be getting together for that. So, yeah, good stuff. It's still working as far as I'm concerned. Mimi, you said, what happened with the microphone? I might be pausing because I'm reading the actual comment, so it might seem like it cut out, but it's still there. Let me see here. Okay, we definitely got audio here. What happened with the microphone? Definitely working here. All right, let's see. But guys, that's going to be pretty much it here. Wanted to get out of here at actually 7, but I figured I'd hang out with you guys a little bit longer. So yeah. Let me see. Okay. Let's see. Just read these real quick. Yeah, Josh D said the Black Knight is worth a channel for itself. Oh, absolutely. There's a lot of crazy things because a lot of these have. Yeah, there you go, Michael Stock. You're talking about George Carlin. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Let me see, where was I at? This thing just jumped on me too. Elia Williams, yeah, you said, hey, Chris, I can't stop laughing. We live on a pizza. Rolling on the floor, laughing my butt off. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's foolishness in this day and age that people still believe that crap. It's just insane. And I don't understand why still people believe in that garbage. I can understand back in the caveman time, don't understand anything about science. I get that. But, we know better now. We know it causes, gravity. We know it causes this. We know that we can orbit around the Earth. We know we can do these things, and yet people are still, oh, no, it's not true. It's not true. It's like, what? Yeah, really crazy stuff, right? But, man, Noodles, man, he's eating pizza. I'm getting starving. I'm going to have to leave now. Definitely. Anyway, Mimi, you said good night and everyone, and thank you, Chris, for streaming. Well, thank you guys for being here. As always, let me get my ugly mug back in here so we can scare the hell out of everybody. So, yeah. But, yeah, guys, thanks for being here. It is greatly appreciated. I love all you guys, and I love the support that I get. It's amazing from you guys. Let me get this back to where it was. I had this thing of like 200%. But you guys will be able to check this out. There's a lot of things, guys, I haven't really looked into here. Look at this. So, we can look into all of that. There's all kinds of crazy things in here, too. But, yeah, just cool stuff. You know what I mean? So, anyway, guys, again, I want to let everybody go. Everybody have themselves a great weekend. Be safe. Again, thanks for all the support. You guys are awesome. Again, anything that you guys do, like a monetary thing, it actually helps the channel. It helps me get better equipment. It helps you guys see better stuff. So it all helps, and I greatly appreciate it. I really, truly do. And you guys are just awesome. But anyway, guys, I'm going to let everybody go. Please be safe. Do your thing there. Have a great weekend. It's supposed to be cooler here, which is awesome. Going to get out and enjoy it after I get out of work tomorrow. Work, I love it. But everybody have a good one there, and stay safe. Peace, guys.